This is Swedish chocolate. That Mayo, can I just, will this just do this? If I just, I'm growing. I've grown and now I may eat the chocolate. Sorry, I took that long pause. I was hearing myself in the past. Eat the chocolate of having a shiny forehead. Oh my god. This chocolate is fucking delicious. This is Das Chocolate. This is, well, read it and weep. It's Swedish candy. One of my students, one of my favorite students, whose name I will not mention, but got me these chocolates from Sweden, and they are a positively tasty assortment of chocolates, hugely enjoyable, very, very, let me just stop listening to the stream for 1 second here. If I just pause it, what happens if does it still go if I pause it? You know, I'm just gonna keep streaming or keep the video going. But yeah, so long story short, one of my students got this chocolate for me. It was a very, very nice just gift. It was super, super thoughtful of her during her time in Sweden to get me this chocolate. I thought to think of me. Literally sweet, and it's to die for. It's some of the most positively decadent series of sweets and chocolates. I don't know how to pronounce it. Let's put it up to the camera. Can you maybe see? You can read it. Don't know how to pronounce that. But really good. Not the best. Oh my god. This is a chocolate and a caramel, and to call it caramel is to do it. My forehead is so shiny. For the sake of this, there's many things I could do to make it less shiny. I'm not going to though. I want you to know. You know, this is reality. You know, I have a full head of hair. I have a nice head of hair here. It's got a very, prominent forehead, and it's very shiny. So, this is us. But yeah, I just thought I'd talk about this chocolate because it's just something on hand, and this is the end of my night, so I get to have a little treat. Long story short, to call it caramel is to do it a completely disservice. It's much more perfumey than your average caramel. There's something else going on there. It doesn't give me much to work with in terms of information, in terms of ingredients. I can, however, say it's called Plop. It's called Plop. If I just move this way, it'd be, nope, it's still, there you go. How about, nope, still a very, very shiny forehead. What can you do, I have been sort of up to the gills, if you will. I don't know if I mentioned I'm a swim instructor. Up to the gills in this chocolate. Chew away from the camera, maybe. Noise camera. So, yeah. Aside from that, the mass shooter at Brown killed the scientist at MIT who was working on our future. Very upsetting. Something Purdue's over. Something I thought. Somebody working with the development of nuclear energy. That definitely would have changed the way we sort of got things going on. So this is something worth mentioning. A current event. It's 1:33 a.m. on December 20th. So today was Friday, where they would quote unquote release the Epstein files. They released nothing very pivotal. They're talking about how it's going to be a very slow roll because of what I've understood about Donald Trump, his initiative with the Department of Justice. I mean, they very likely will be censored completely, and any sort of incriminating evidence otherwise. But still, like, a lot of celebrities, like, photos of people. Michael Jackson was in a photo that I can say was, like, my thing. It was, like, I was like, well, what's Michael Jackson doing there? So it seems that the story with him, and who knows what will come to light, who knows, who even almost cares. What, the significance of that was, hopefully that this would be a smoking gun, and we would be able to use it to sort of convince our sort of systems of power to do what they're intended to do, which is check and balance each other. It's absolutely ridiculous. And I suppose that's a sense of interest. It's a sense of corruption and sort of being bought. Is that we have all this fun stuff. We get to really, really sort of lose sight of what is going to constitute any sort of nanometer of respect and coherent, sense of order. Who's in charge anymore? Who's in charge? And this guy's got dirt on this guy. This got dirt on this guy. Is pulling this guy's strings, and where do we sort of wind up? A lot of gobbledygook is a little bit late, but I'm riding the high of this here chocolate. We're off into the sunset here. Really good, really creamy, really smooth, very, very perfumey. Is all the chocolate from Denmark. It's not from Denmark. It's Sweden. Where is Denmark? It's from Sweden. I forgot because I have the memory of a goldfish or perhaps a fruit fly. So Denmark is. It's its own thing. It's its own country. See, Denmark versus Sweden. Why did I get those two mixed up? It's the fourth one. They're neighboring Nordic countries with a very friendly rivalry, sharing similarities in culture but differing in size, geography, and pace. Sweden is larger, with varied nature forest mountains, while Denmark is flatter and denser with a more laid-back, this high Hig vibe and stronger Euro ties, though both are prosperous, democratic, and prominent in their international affairs. So they are neighboring countries, and that is why I suppose I got them conflated there for a second. Excuse me. Swedish candy. Maybe I should noticed from the flag or the color. Could be Brazil for all I know. Brazil, I think, is green. Green and sort of sickly yellow. Other colors. Oh, maybe some information. It's not all in Swedish. There's definitely soy, wheat, flour, whole milk powder. This must be dragging on for sure. So, yeah, I just figured I'd touch upon that. I'm really just sort of getting myself established here. I can go maybe to see if my screen's still. Oh, infinite mirror dimension, infinite mirror dimension, infinite mirror dimension, infinite mirror dimension of jail, infinite mirror dimension of what happened to our country. Excuse me. That's the last time I'll ever do that. I hereby vow, I, Ricardo Davis, solemnly swear to never belch into the microphone. So help me God, for as long as I live. If I need to burp, I will at least move away from the microphone. I will swallow it. I will not belch into the microphone. You have my promise. Where's the Bible? Here. I swear, in arm's reach, I swear on my unopened Jehovah Witness Bible. Solemnly so. To finish eating this chocolate, because that is what we were here for. So, also let's look at my screen. Let's see if I got anything good to show you. Not really. There's a drawing that I'm probably going to make another video about soon. So here's my comic book I'm working on. It's definitely, none of this is going to be the final product at all. Like at all. I use Clip Studio. We're going to find out I use Clip Studio. Please, if you're watching this at all, which you're not, because this is one of my first videos, but if you are watching this at all, feel free to let me know. I could use a little coaching. I was using Clip Studio for a while back pre-COVID with a friend of mine working on a project that never really came to fruition. But ultimately, it's just sort of what I got accustomed to. It's very sort of goober friendly. And here's just a little bit of it. Nothing great, really. Or honestly, I really quite like it. You know, I think it's actually, you know, maybe even great. It could be great for sure. But, you know, nothing crazy is what I'm trying to say. Alright. So this is where we, and this is just a quick peruse, what we have blocked, right? A lot of this is going to really get refined past the point of being recognizable. But for the most part, this is a storyboard up until page 16. If I'm not mistaken, I have about 50 pages written, and just shortly underneath, or probably more than 50 pages written, maybe possibly just about, you know, in the 40-page mark of things being blocked, storyboarded. I'm not exactly positive the page number at the moment, but I am very positive in terms of, you know, those where the pages begin, where the pages end. That's very sort of important. And just like something to touch upon in terms of pacing, right? You would want your pages to be written by the 1 and the 2. I'm looking here, I'm looking there, and as I'm reading, I get to the point that I am compelled to turn the page, and that's sort of the cliffhanger. That's the sort of moment. A lot of mangakas, comic creators really push into that element, and for my first issue I'm going to have to. My first and probably only issue as we enter World War III. And you'll probably find. But yeah, that's sort of kind of the ticket, is to employ that. And more stuff about not content creation, but just creation in general. I'm a creative. My name is Ricardo Davis. I'm from New Jersey. Which I am living in now, and I do rather enjoy. So if you enjoyed any of this so far in my ramblings and my sort of critique or review of this here chocolate, perhaps drop a like or subscribe to my Twitch account, which I believe is called Yamama at, no, I am, what am I? Ricky_tips. Come on down to Tips and Tricks with Ricky Tips. We do evals, reviews, critiques. What is it called? It's not called a review. When you, what is it called? Oh my god, I'm so brain dead, I swear. It's a little bit late, but, you know, years of substance abuse. Well, what's it called? It's just a review called when people rate food online. It's called Brain Dead. No, why do you need my... It's just called review. User reviews. One of these days, I'm just going to go with my gut. And I think that's just starting tomorrow. Today was a day. You know, I tried to make a few videos, and I definitely came to the point of, like, you know, you're sort of shooting from the hip, you're grasping at things. There was definitely just a lot of stuff that I was just, like, second-guessing, which I actually wound up knowing. So that's what I think I'm going to do. I'm just going to go with my gut. So, yes, I hope you enjoyed my review of this chocolate. I hope you found it to be satisfactory, at least. Oh, man. Let's get it up to the camera. Maybe. You know, a little bit more light. Sorry, my lighting's really bad, but we're gonna work things. I'm gonna sort of try and get to working things, but here we go. Right, we go campfire angle, campfire chocolate angle. And there it is. Let's see if we can get functional, sort of. Oh, that looks good. And then there we go. So, very soft. Kind of like those, you know, square chocolates that you would find. The caramel in them, I forget what those are. See, I can't even conjure up a thought what those might be. But you can see, right, not very thick. Not very viscous. I've definitely had some caramels. That's what I'm saying. To call it caramel is just a complete and utter diminishing of what is just a positively seraphic sweet. Somewhere my roommate Nikita is rolling over as I devour these tasties. I mentioned Nikita's name though, like it's like it ain't. I really shouldn't have. Nikita, if you see this, how the hell are you? Nikita was my roommate, and I'll tell you, he was somebody that I could live with for sure. And not everybody is. Marvelous. It would seem I've run out of chocolate or goober stuff to show you. But yeah, no, things are coming along. Society is a wreck, but you know, we're gonna start to get around to articulating ourselves as much as possible and just getting to the point that we can voice and sort of become a talking head for some significant goings on within the civil and, you know, political local arena. And really just get to the point that it's like, all right, we're just, you know, we're one more pit stop in this larger grassroots amalgamation of just sort of getting the Fear Streambo. What? Remove the space. I don't know. Streambo. Remove the space. What does that mean? So message. What's this guy up to? Message is 1. Kind of created 2 days ago. 1 message. And the message is remove the space. What that could be in regards to, I'm sure I'll find out. Time will tell that I have very little tech savvy. The reason for it is because my father was a computer programmer, and sort of that practice that sort of led to a lot of turbulence kind of led me to grow up with the perspective that well, computers were garbage and something that sort of makes your father busy. And, you know, he can't hang out with you because he's with his computers. So, you know, I never really got into it. But that's one thing, you know, like I was saying before. It comes to Clip Studio. It comes to editing software in general of all sorts of mediums and forms and, you know, applications. I am so open and actually pretty damn excited to sort of, you know, get out from under the rock that I've been under. And especially open and receptive to any criticism. So, whatever this is, if that even is a person, I don't know what you mean, but in time, I'm sure I'll be able to get down to the bottom of it. For sure, I'm definitely open to 2025. You crushed it. That's awesome, man. GYWP, you crushed it. See my recap. I'm not on Twitch at all. I don't use Twitch at all. Don't use Twitch at all. Don't use that at all. I really hope I didn't burp. I hope you didn't hear my burp. I thought it was quiet. I'm used to being alone and often talking to myself, which I still am. But you know how it is. So, yeah, is there anything else? I really don't think so. It could be possible. If anybody's watching this, thank you so much. I think that's something that I'll go on to articulate more so later, is just how much I appreciate. Should anybody, or like maybe I go and I make a habit of this, and some of the videos do get like 100 views or something along the lines of that, or even more so, and you come back to watch this video, and that's a hello from the past, and to you in the future. And I again just am very appreciatory. I'm very appreciatory. I'm a big believer that you really need opposites to sort of bounce things off of, and we sort of need all minds and all heads on these things. And ultimately that the arts only really exists with people to to look at the posts. Art is a post for me. Like, art is putting it up. That's what it's all about. Throw it on the fridge, throw it on wherever nasty place you gotta put it, but put it up there because it exists in people's vision. It exists as people become what you behold. And on that note, let's go back to here, and I think I'm gonna stop recording the video. Let's see what happens when